Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa, whoa, whoa! We've been trying to get through this Jacob Collier video. This is part 3 of it. I don't think I'm labeling the parts or anything, but the last 2 Jacob videos have been on this, and according to this, we're only like a little more than halfway. I feel like we watched more than that. We're jumping a little early, but let me just start the video.
Check this out. I'm gonna show you how I afforded this car.
Whoa, that's a sick car too to afford. What did that cost? Like what a normal car costs? I've made this joke before. I'm getting deja vu. Post in the comments if you know the video where I made this exact joke. I'd love to know.
Okay, you ready? All right, $118 for car insurance.
Wow, that's pretty good. It's less than I pay. I pay like $170 or something. But it is good considering my driving record because I have a lot of DUIs and speeding tickets and stuff. I get a DUI like every weekend. By the way, I am a classical guitarist here on YouTube. And what does it mean to be a classical guitarist? It means that you're invested in these instruments right here, except your headstock would have holes in it. This one doesn't have holes, so we don't like that. That one also doesn't have holes, and it looks like there's a piece of thing sticking out of it. And that guitar just doesn't have a headstock at all, which makes me feel like I'm looking at my child. The guitar is my child in a sense. It's also my dad and my god. It's a lot of things, but it's as if I'm looking at my own child decapitated. It's just so upsetting to see, you know? Even if it's someone else's, it's like, I don't want to see that from anyone, and especially my own child. Oh my god. Leave a comment if you're a parent. Sorry if I made you think about that. Alright.
And in Summer of the Rainbow, it's the same thing goes.
No way. No way. I feel like we've watched this. We're going to the last 20 minutes. I don't care. Last 15 minutes, actually. That's already going to take me so long to get through. It's a fun little craft you did here, Jacob. You made your little room into a little miniature thing. How about instead of making crafts, you practice, though? I'm just kidding. Jacob's practiced enough. This is something I've mentioned about Jacob quite a bit, but he's funny because when you hear him talk, with how whimsical he is and whatnot, he sounds like he's BSing you constantly. He does actually back it up with immense skill. Now, all of you hate his music. I've read all of your comments. You all hate his music because you say that it isn't moving at all. I disagree with that. I find some of his music moving, and even when I don't, I still understand how it's like his own expression, and how moving I find it isn't really important at all. So I don't know. I mean, what do you expect from him? To be like Elliott Smith making like beautiful, like sad lyrics or something that move everybody? Jacob's not a tragic person, you know? He's just an artist making whatever he wants, and he is pretty popular for it. Now, his popularity could have come from like connections with the music industry, of course, but you know what? So did everybody's. So what are we complaining about, you know? Just like me, like my YouTube channel, I have connections because my dad owns YouTube. So there we go. He just pushes my videos whenever I upload them.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Let's take a question from this section.
Oh, we're taking questions.
As an amateur pianist?
An amateur pianist? You don't look like an amateur. You look very flamboyant, just like Jacob.
I feel really comfortable in the feeling and the emotion. And when I'm improvising, I can hit a note that I really like. I'm like, ooh, that's good. But then I can't recreate it later. And so what I'm curious about is, obviously, one needs to just practice and just work on this a lot. And there's some frameworks, like there's circle of fifths, like triads, like...
Yes, alright, he's listing off all the things he knows now. Okay, so it appears that we stumbled upon the Q&A section of the video. So, let's see what questions we have, and then I'll answer them before Jacob does, and that'll be the answer we go with.
The harmonic series that you explained today. I'm curious, like, what other strategies do you have for, and especially like amateur musicians who don't have huge amounts of music theory background, like once you get that, like, yeah, like you hit it and you like it, how do you then pursue it and integrate it and have like a relationship with...
This is such a weird question, because he's asking, like, when I play things randomly, sometimes I play things that are good and sometimes I play things that are bad. How do I just play the things that are good? I don't like when I play bad things. I don't know. I'd say, like, record yourself and transcribe all the stuff you like and then don't what you don't like, I guess, and try to identify what it is you like about it even. Transcribe other people that you like, too, if we're just talking about, like, playing solos. I'm assuming this guy plays jazz or something, or like, I don't know, just going by his outfit. What do you think I play? Post in the comments. This guy's a rock guitarist, of course. It's very easy to tell. Man, I bet this room is smelly, huh? Just looking at it. Alright, I'm curious to see what Jacob says. I hope he says something direct and not something whimsical.
Because the issue is so that as I'm improvising, I don't want to always be in the spur of the moment. I want to also have a vision. And
yeah, it's a great question. I think the first step in it is to notice when you feel the thing.
I don't think he has an issue with that part. He already said he knows when he feels it.
You might play a note and go, oh, that just pinged for me. That is an important step, because I think the step before that is not knowing whether something is pinging for you. You can, I think, get to know the style of ping that you had. For me as a child, it was kind of like, oh, that ping felt kind of bright, or like that ping felt kind of dark, or I didn't like that ping, that was just disgusting or something.
So, okay, I hope he gets more direct. I feel like he's just saying like, yeah, that happens to me too. I'm able to actually do it though, because I know what I'm doing musically. All those little music theory buzzwords that you talked about, maybe like pursue that, because that's what I did. And now I'm a music master and a genius, and I can play whatever I want.
And I think that for me the process was simply trying to identify the type of feeling that it was where I saw it, and if I could hold it in place and be like, why do I feel like this with this thing, and just play with the notes, then I sort of have a sense of like, maybe it's because this note's here, or maybe it's because this. If I take this note out, then do I still feel the same way? You know, and I think that one of the luxuries of playing for yourself or playing in a practice room is you get to sit down and play, and as you go, you do have the luxury of saying, okay, let me stop there. Why don't I like this? Why do I like this? What about this do I want to remember?
What are we talking about right now? Because we haven't said anything about genre or anything. Are we talking about just playing random notes on the piano in a practice room when you should be practicing or something? When it comes to classical guitar, I kind of get that. Like when I was working on the fugue earlier today to 997, and I have just these little ideas for how I want things to sound, and I'll go through passages and play them a little different each time, and one of them will ping when I like do what I intended to do, and it actually works out well too, because sometimes I intend to do something and it's just a bad idea. Like I did it right, it just isn't any good, so I need to change that. I feel like without discussing genre, it's like, what are we even saying right now? Like you just picked out a random chord in like your singer-songwriter song, like in your jazz tune, like in what? Like are you writing music? Are you trying to improvise over something? The first suggestion that I would have to anyone who's lost in their music, develop a foundation in an academic musical genre, like jazz or classical, either one. For either of those, you have a lifetime of work, and you'll learn about harmony, and you'll learn about melody, and you'll learn all the stuff that you need to learn how to make music. Because he listed off these things, like I know about like circle of fifths and stuff. What is the circle of fifths? Without some sort of musical context of the circle of fifths, what's even the point of it? What is it, you know? So I don't know, I guess I'm just wondering, what are we talking about?
And you don't need to put a name on it, like, oh, that's a super ultra hyper mega.
Yeah, why label things? Screw that, right? Just
scale or something. You can just say, oh, this is that chord. I remember that chord.
That's such horrible advice. Just remember that chord by that chord. I remember that chord. I don't know, like if you play a chord you like, you should look at it in some analytical way to figure out what it is, you know? Because there's so much to a chord. There's so many options. For even just like a major 7 chord that you play on guitar, there's so many ways to play it. Maybe just think about the intervals or something. Just that chord. Know it is. Like Jacob can do that because he's a flippin' genius. He can play anything and not label anything and remember everything perfectly, I'm sure. But I don't know, for us common folk, develop a foundation in a intensive genre. And if you're able to play that genre well, you'll know how music works very well.
Like what was this chord again? I remember there was a chord like this.
If only you labeled it, you'd know.
When I first heard this chord, I thought, oh, it's like I didn't know what to call it. But it's that sound again. It's that sound again.
If you like a chord, you should label it like in a vacuum, of course. Like what kind of triad and extension is this and what is it? And then also think about its place in whatever it is you're playing. Is it dominant or subdominant, or is it a tonic chord with a bunch of stuff on top of it? That'll help you remember this stuff a lot better, I think. Again, Jacob's a genius. He doesn't have to do anything. His brain blank, he'll still create genius stuff, I'm sure. Not you.
Oh, it's that feeling. It's like
this guy wishes he could do that. He's like, how did you do that? I want to be able to do that.
It's like if you go...
Even just that foundational, like playing an arpeggio in different inversions. Bum, 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 bum. That'd be the first thing. Like, can you do that? Can you do that? And I feel like if you can do that and you have a foundation in an intense genre, you would know the answers to any questions that you have. So I feel like, I just feel like that's the answer right there. Study jazz. Just study it for like 10 years. All right.
That feeling. You're like, oh, that feeling again.
I would identify that feeling as a minor 4 in a major key. I feel like labeling that's okay.
Yeah, right. Someone might point out to you, oh, that's a minor chord 4.
There we go. Somebody might point that out to you. They probably know more than you. If they do, though, whoa, all right.
Not point it out to you, but you remember the shape of it, or a combination of the two. And then I think gradually, the way I did it, which is the only thing I can really speak to, is just you gradually amass a sort of vocab of things that you care about. Like, I remember you from before. Like, this is a feeling I remember. But
That's such a weird way of putting it. Before you have heard all of the sounds that are possible, how can you know what you care and don't care about? And wouldn't you care about everything? So doesn't it make sense to study everything in an equal way? And then once you do know all the combinations of everything, you can pick out what your favorites are. But also, at the same time, what is your favorite might change too. So like having access to everything with a clear way of identifying everything makes the most sense. I don't know. I guess I'm having trouble following exactly how this advice is going to be helpful to this guy. Like, and I also get why saying, well, maybe you should study jazz for 10 years. He could just answer that to everyone who, like, has a question and that's not very helpful or whimsical or fun to listen to. But it is kind of the answer. If you were unhappy with where you are musically, you need to practice. Like, when I'm playing my fugue, for example, and every 20 notes I'm missing or biffing in some way, I know what the answer is. I need to work on my technique. My technique needs to get better and more like bulletproof. And I need to identify the things that I'm missing and practice them in isolation. And over time, my hands will get more accurate. So I don't know. Practice more. You need to practice more and focus practice. Practice something specific. Don't just like sit in a practice room and write songs about whatever all day, because it's not real practice. That's you expressing yourself, sure, but there needs to be a balance of practicing to get better at music and then also expressing yourself. And you can go through phases where you do one or the other for a while, but especially if you're unhappy with your music and how well you can play or improvise or whatever, there needs to be a period of your life where you woodshed. And maybe that doesn't sound fun, but it actually is fun, because once you start seeing improvement from like just working on techniques, it becomes its own addictive thing too. Just practice, or be Jacob Collier, either one.
I had a feeling, and this goes for non-musical things, I've had a feeling in my life, I'm like, oh, man, I wish I could like keep this feeling. I want to put it in a bottle and come back to it later.
Just for that one moment that you're actually happy. It's like, why can't every moment be like this? And then it just goes away, and then you're miserable again. I know, Jacob.
Eat this for breakfast. I want to, like, you know, it could be the feeling a person gives you, or a feeling of the taste of a food, or a substance
someone gave you at a party.
Costa Rica, whatever it was. You can't keep it in a bottle. You can't do it. It has to come again naturally. It has to come up again naturally. At its best, you can't contrive these things. But what you can do is, when you're having the feeling, it'd be like, I see you. There it is again. Gradually build a map of those feelings. So in my life, I can think, oh, like there's a particular kind of freedom I might feel sometimes, or a particular kind of disobedient thing, or patient thing. I was like, wow, I really want to remember the feeling of being this patient. I'm never normally this patient.
So again, the guy's question was regarding his improv. He was unhappy with not having a vision when he improv. He feels like he's just plucking away at random notes, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. This is a weird answer to that. I don't know. Post in the comments. Do you guys agree with me? I know you guys hate Jacob Collier, so you're going to be like, he is so stupid for answering this. I feel like this answer could be helpful in certain circumstances. I guess I just kind of took his question as like, how do I play better solos? And I feel like he should be sort of addressing that. But Jacob is so disconnected from like practicing music because he's already so good and he just has been for his whole life, that just working on stuff just like isn't even a thing to him apparently. It's all about feelings. He can like perfectly express himself every time. He probably like doesn't even get people who can't just do that. God, the cat is being so annoying. Okay, come here. Come here. You just keep making noise outside and everybody can hear you. It's so loud. My God. All right. What do we got?
Put it down in your gut, and then your gut will remember it, and then when necessary, your mind can measure it. But the main work, I think, is about I'm having the experience, and I feel the experience.
This answer is dumb. Let's go to the next one.
You talked about the importance of risk and how you were on stage and you would try things just spur of the moment, and it was successful. I think the big thing that surrounds risk is fear for all of us at the root of it. So can you speak to a time when you risked on stage in front of thousands of people and it didn't go as expected, and how
God, that's a great question, right? Because that's what we want to hear. I feel like this is a hardball for Jacob. Does he even have a real answer for this? Because if he doesn't, then what's the real risk, you know? He's talking big game about how he risks it all and then does something crazy on stage, but does he really?
Yeah. Never happened to me. Obviously, the more you risk, the more goes wrong in general. I think qualifying what wrong is important. On stage, for example, if I try something and it doesn't go to plan, I don't think of that as wrong. I've come to not think of that as wrong.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was gonna say. He's just on stage and he has to do stuff and anything kind of works because they're all here to see him. It's sort of like me when I make a video. The stakes are so low when I'm filming that they're like, sure, I can take a risk and try something, and then I just look at it, and if it's bad, I just edit it out. You know? Any sort of performance where people are going to see you and it's your name, I feel like the stakes are really low. Now, if somebody were giving like a classical concert where they were playing just an hour of Bach, the stakes are way higher then, because now you're representing like Bach. It's not just you. Like, we're not coming to see you, we're coming to see how you play this. That's when things go wrong. And if you talk to classical guitarists, they always have stories about just bombing. Just bombing. They didn't practice enough. Something horrible happened. Yes, Kitty. Yes. I'm trying to give him his fill so he leaves me alone so I can film. Yes. You love it. I know. Okay. God, he's just purring so much. Will you leave me alone now? No? Oh, you're going somewhere? Okay. You want to get out of here? Okay, whatever, I'm just gonna leave him be.
If I am playing something and I hit the wrong note or whatever, it's like, okay, life goes on. You know, everyone's gonna be fine.
Yeah, because you're making it all up anyways, so it doesning matter. And like, oh, that was a spicy note now. Oops. Do that in Bach. No, life does not go on. Life does not go on if you hit a wrong note in Bach.
Yeah, like I'm thinking about hecklers, for example. I've been thinking about people being like, boo, or like, you suck, or whatever.
Oh my god. Alright, come on. Okay, hopefully he got his fill. Would anybody ever heckle Jacob Collier?
Which really doesn't have to be very much, because you're all lovely and people are quite nice to me actually in general.
Yeah, dude, they all paid like $5,000 to be there. They better not heckle you. Or maybe they'll heckle because they feel like they didn't get their money's worth from this talk that you're giving, but I don't know.
But sometimes someone will just be disruptive, you know. Someone's going to go like, just do something silly or shout a word that's like, okay, great. It's like, I think at first I used to be put off by these people. Oh, can you just stop? I'm trying to concentrate, you know. But if I tighten up, it's like the tennis thing. If I tighten up, then everyone tightens up. There's just no two ways around it. So now, if someone kind of, and this is not a challenge to you, by the way, I'm just saying, if someone heckles or shouts something out, in general, one of the best ways of dissolving it I found is to like incorporate their idea and get everyone to do it. Because then if everyone's doing it, then they just kind of lose their significance. It's like, oh, actually I feel quite seen, you know, or something. When I play solo shows, I basically have no set list, so the whole thing is a risk.
What? He has no set list when he does his shows? Jacob's gig is so perfect. He just shows up with nothing, empty-handed. Just like, whatever. Hey, I'm Jacob freaking Collier. Yeah, it's my name on the ticket. You know what you're getting into. This show is made up.
Like yesterday, when I played Sleigh Ride, I mean, the stakes are pretty low. You guys love me.
Even he knows it. You guys clearly love me so much that you would pay me thousands of dollars each. And I literally make you sleep outside. And you guys just listen to me talk all day for 3 days.
I've done these, you know, stuffy corporate gigs, and I got all these execs. So, yeah, and I'm on the stage and I'm playing this thing, and it's like, in that environment, it's like risk is even more important, because they need to see that they can't take themselves as seriously as they think. You just cannot do it.
That's interesting that Jacob Collier is doing stuffy corporate gigs. There's something just sort of non-artistic about that, isn't there? I guess that is the move. He's making the most money, and he should try to make the most money, of course. That's what I try to do when I feature Jacob Collier on my show. Maybe that makes me feel better about it. Jacob's not perfect either. He's doing his corporate gigs for Lockheed Martin or some arms dealer. just making like $1 million a show. Hey, I don't feel bad about my Jacob Collier videos, alright?
Of being comfortable is like maybe a big part of the thing, because it's like, if I'm comfortable making a mistake or doing whatever, then you're comfortable too. And like maybe that just sounds like kind of oversimplified, but
this explanation sounds like a mistake. Next question. In short, no, he doesn't make mistakes, and the risk is like risk. It's not really a risk. Literally anything can happen on stage, and he'll just spin it right, and it'll be fun.
Going back to that moment when I had the one-man show and I just walked outside of the circle, like that was probably one of the most risky things I did. And leave it go and not know what's going to happen next was a really scary thing to do.
That sounds horrifying, dude. I'd rather lose my home and starve on the streets than have to do something like that.
For example, every single advancement of the audience choir was me taking kind of a big risk.
Yeah, dude, it was huge. It was the biggest risk of your life. It was terrifying. It was a bigger risk than the people who paid you like $5,000 or $10,000 just taking it out on their credit card. Payday loan $10,000 to go to Jacob's thing. There's no way this keeps going. Please, I don't want to hear about these crazy risks anymore. I'm gonna have a heart attack. I think that's the last question. Yeah, we love you, Jacob. We love you, man. You're awesome.
Go and get some sunshine, get some food, and I'll see you very soon, everyone. Cheerio.
That is a wrap for this episode. Just a short little one. You guys like short little ones? Yeah, I bet you do. I just wanted to say hi to Jacob one last time until he posts some other talking thing. Jacob Collier's camp must be a weird, wacky, wild time, huh? Hey, maybe I'll start a GoFundMe for next year's camp. If you guys want to give me the $10,000 treatment. Is that how much it was? Hold on. It was either 10 or 5,000 for like the best. Oh my god, over $10,000. Literally more than a semester of college for just like, how long is it again? It's held in Italy too. Oh my goodness, it's so nice. It's a 4-day and 4-night camp. That's $2,500 a day. That's crazy, dude. You know, you probably learn more from that than I learned a semester of school. I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't know. Do I even learn anything anymore? I'm too old and arrogant to learn at this point, I'm sure. I'm just doing it to get some meaningless piece of paper. No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing it for guitar lessons. I've gotten better at guitar, you have to admit. But my god, that's expensive. So I'll make a GoFundMe, and if we can raise $10,000, I'll go and I'll vlog the whole thing. And my goal will be to heckle Jacob, and I'll really make him feel like he's taking a real risk. I'll heckle him the whole time. I think we should go ahead and wrap this one up here. Of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Speaking of heckling me, you can join my recital class, but if you do heckle me, it's going to cost you $11, and you won't get to play. I'll move you to the waiting room, so you know, it's kind of the same deal with Jacob. That's kind of like my summer camp. I host it once a week, every Sunday at 12 p.m. EST, and it's for classical guitarists who want to try playing the repertoire for an audience of other classical guitarists. There's a sale right now, discount, I don't know how much it is, but if you want something from Ruten's Delight, that is there. And yeah, alright, well, I'll see you in the next one.